In the middle of the dry grassland, a small brown spider suddenly encountered a giant cobra. Lightning strikes tore through the yellow grass. The spider rolled over and dodged by inches. Dust flew as the two twisted, marking the beginning of a relentless battle. Each swipe of the snake's tail tore the ground, but the spider still bounced back, clinging tightly to the predator's head. The snake twisted violently in the storm of yellow dust, its body covered in scratches, and the struggle became more and more fierce. With all its strength gone, the snake struck one last bite, but it only hit the dust on the spider's back. At that moment, the spider shot out a web that tightened around the snake's crest, causing it to writhe in despair. The dust settled, leaving the two survivors in the ruins of the battle. In the quiet morning, a snake's shadow crept through the dry grass, its tongue flicking as if measuring the wind. But from above, the ruler of the sky had already noticed. The moment their eyes met, the steppe seemed to hold its breath before the storm of instinct that was about to erupt. Fangs and claws clashed in the blazing sunlight. Every kick, every peck was an uncompromising challenge. Dust flew, light swirled around the two predators, neither willing to back down in a fierce dance of survival between the parched earth and sky. The battle reached its climax. The final collision exploded in light and dust. When the dust cleared, only heavy breathing and silence prevailed. Nature closed in, but the echoes of strength and pride still echoed across the endless gold. On the sun-scorched steppe, the mongooses moved like a perfect army, facing the mighty King Cobra. Each lightning-fast attack and counterattack sent golden dust flying, their survival instincts rising stronger than ever. The cobras charged like lightning, but the pack of weasels coordinated, closing in and counterattacking fiercely. Scales, fur, and dust swirled, each collision a fierce, tense battle between speed, intelligence, and endurance. The fight reached its climax as the cobra launched a series of pecks. The civets counterattacked fiercely, the collision sending dust, feathers, and scales flying everywhere, before the snakes retreated, and both sides, scratched and exhausted, stood firm in the wilderness, their eyes radiating fierce resilience and survival. Forest. Rays of sunlight filtered through the foliage and shone on vigilant eyes. There, a small predator awaited its fate as the shadow of the Snake King slithered out from the darkness. Speed, instinct, and determination, the mongoose lunged at every blow, avoiding every fatal blow. The King Cobra twisted its body in response, each movement a knife edge gliding across the line between life and death. Amidst the quiet dawn of the steppe, the atmosphere suddenly became tense as the cobra bared its neck, signaling a challenge to the strong in the sky. And then the shadow of the eagle swooped down, opening the door to a fierce confrontation between earth and sky. Dust flew everywhere. The fan blades were in disarray. The snake's body was twisting. Each peck and each swipe carried the weight of survival instinct. The two rushed into each other in a dance of speed, where the slightest mistake could cost them their lives. sweep of its wings tore through the air, ending the fierce battle. The snake retreated into the grass, while the eagle stood tall in the golden sunlight, a symbol of strength and victory in the wild. Figures met. The cobra stretched its hood. The porcupine raised its spines. The air seemed frozen. Only the sound of wind and breathing remained, waiting for the first attack to break the silence. The snake lunged like lightning, venom flashing in the sunlight. But the porcupine spun and counterattacked, its spines flashing with light. Dust swirled around the two creatures, each collision a suffocating struggle for survival. Amidst the swirling yellow dust, the porcupine charged forward and counterattacked fiercely, each gorse shaking the ground. The cobra spun around and counterattacked, its body lashing out in the blazing sun. The peaceful dawn in the forest is broken when Komodo and Cobra confront each other. Light penetrates the mist. Each peck, gore, and tail whip makes leaves fly up. The viewer's heart beats in sync with the intense battle. The snake and Komodo lunged at each other in a flurry of blows, squeezing, scratching, and lashing, gold dust and light reflecting off the scales and tense muscles. Every movement a display of speed, strength, and uncompromising survival instinct. After a series of fierce pecks and gores, the Komodo finally escaped, walking into the sunset, covered in dust and